こんにちは、I'm Japanese YouTuber Mabu Nakagawa. Hi everyone, thank you for coming back to my channel. Let me resume the second half. By the way, if you haven't watched the first half, please click right here and come back again because the first half is covered for the fundamental of blockchain technology and NFT. Definitely it's worth checking out before you continue, okay? Now we go jump into everything you need to know about the future of internet. Metaverse. Well, it is difficult to define, but it's simply described as the online space where people socialize, work, and play as avatars, digital representation of identities with CryptoPunks and stuff like that. Unlike Teams, Zoom, and WebEx chat, the space doesn't appear when you are done talking via online, but the Metaverse does, because there might be someone else to use your space. What is that supposed to mean? The Metaverse is still a fuzzy idea for people, including me, outside of the industry. Just the story we are telling about the future of technical infrastructure that might look like when you combine with virtual reality, augmented reality, and some kinds of virtual space you might occupy with other people. So, the Metaverse is a next generation of computing. Now, I'm going to give you a brief overview of Sandbox game to better understand the fundamental of Metaverse. I'm sure it's kind of the term that a lot of people don't know about, but Sandbox is a virtual world where you can build, own, monetize your gaming experiences or cryptocurrency on the blockchain. Sounds cool. Sounds super cool. I think it's such a revolutionary Metaverse idea. So how do we get to play? Let's jump into it. Sandbox is a community-driven platform where creators can monetize their crypto assets and gaming experiences on the blockchain. So, on the way, I like to think about is the kind of a Minecraft that exists on the blockchain using the same technology that validates Bitcoin or Ethereum. The Sandbox is basically made up of a few key components. The first one is voxel edit, where you can create your original animation art and you can also export anywhere. Yeah, this means you can create creatures or items that other people might have been of interest and sell it in a gaming world, and you can mint it as an NFT. I mentioned that in the first half though. So the second key component of the Sandbox is their marketplace, which is one place to collect the best NFTs in the Sandbox. You can buy a virtual land and sell it from one player to another. You can even release it for rent. Geez, that's crazy. It happens in the virtual world as well as the actual world. And the third one is the game maker. You can actually download the game maker and make your own game or try out for other people's game. You jump in and explore this massive world. The important thing that we should dive a little bit deeper into in order to understand the Sandbox is to look at the sand itself. The sand is an ERC20 token that exists on Ethereum. ERC stands for Ethereum Request for Comment. That is the standard used for creating and issuing smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchains. It's not important actually. Yeah, what I wanna point is the sand is the utility token used in the sandbox ecosystem as the basis for transactions and interactions. There is a finite supply of 3 billion sands. So buying one sand means buying 1 out of 3 billion sands. Okay? Since there is a finite amount and there is never gonna be more than 3 billion sands. That sounds like a Bitcoin as the potential store of value. So especially the Sandbox Metaverse is just growth, but the supply is capped. That's what leads to the price appreciation. Now, I'm not a professional at the crypto industry, but at least I can tell you that, however you want to think about, it is the value per token as the metaverse grows and the number of people who living in the metaverse increases, and the value of each individual token will probably be increasing in parallel over time. So if you go to the Sandbox website, you can both buy sand and stake them. This is the core aspect of the Sandbox, and then players as owners buy lands where are parts of a virtual world. You create your world. You need to have a place to put them, so a lot of people are actually buying land in Sandbox because it's limited. And they are using it not to build a game themselves, but also to rent it out or let other people use it. So what they are doing is basically creating a same demand and supply aspects of land that exist in real life. If you live around Tokyo, there is so much land out there. Yeah, that means property value around Tokyo continues to increase year after year as more and more people live out there. The thing is happening like that. So next, as I said earlier, the digital environment is growing. Yeah, as many more people are into it. Some people are becoming a professional gamers as an occupation. Others are now becoming a creators from fashion, sports, music, and the game industry, of course. Speaking of which, when I was a small kid, I used to play video games a lot, maybe for 6 to 8 hours a day. My mom lashed me so hard because I kept watching the monitor too long and I didn't do my homework at all. She might have forgiven me only if she knew I was making more money from the Sandbox, but probably she doesn't understand the NFT or cryptocurrency and stuff like that. Maybe she should start learning about how fun the one game experience is in Sandbox. Well, let's not get into my personal matter as it is not your business. Okay, I was sorry. So I just took one example of gaming stuff, but you can expand your business opportunity in various business models. So you create or design your digital items like a clothing. Yeah, you sell it in Ethereum and gain profit. With the profit, you reinvest in land, and with the land you gained, you can resell it to the new owner. Once you get the accumulated profit by reinvestment, you can finally liquidate it and bring cash to the real world. Right? So based on the same new business approach like that, we can make the best of the other market like NBA or Spotify. I'm not gonna cover everything in this chapter, so just for your references, as I mentioned earlier, NFT is gonna be owing a piece of thing that you engage with or you create in, and the ability to be a part of a community that gives you unusual amounts of access where you can create within the virtual space. That could be something like what we have done with CryptoPunks, Sandbox, and Spotify, so to speak. Absolutely, we have a bright future. Yeah, we have a lot of pros that, as I mentioned earlier, but also means we have a lot of cons at the same time. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to face many challenges to be resolved one by one. I think you guys come to clarify the overview of what NFT is supposed to be like and how the thing is going on with the metaverse. But here, I wanna get to work on the challenges assignment that we needed to go through, because there are many downsides and disadvantages of NFT as its advantages. So I have aligned each attributes that we need to discuss. From top to the bottom, we'll be talking about the brand recognition, audit, registration, usability, and transaction fee. I think there are main issues we should be aware as of now. Well, remember I said CryptoPunks has 10,000 characters, but not all of them are worthy of hundreds of thousands of dollars, of course. Yeah, even if you randomly buy one at the cheapest price, it doesn't mean you can resell it at the highest prices, right? So same here as a Sandbox. You can find 3 billion sands in a Sandbox platform and buy lands, but doesn't always guarantee that you can resell it for an investment. Most of them can be a crappy land. Who knows? Yeah, the demand and the supply relationship matters to you in the metaverse. So it's more like a popularity and a rarity. Let's say you wanna go to see a concert for Lady Gaga. I know, I'm sorry, I know she's not popular anymore, but let me just describe her as an example, okay? You try to get the premium ticket online, but the one seat is overpriced, too expensive. You can't afford for it. Why? Because Lady Gaga is too famous. What's good to be famous? How would you define being famous? When you become a famous, you can make more money. Okay? You promote your own brand and sell your product or services so that you can build your brand awareness. How would you do it? You need to build trust with your potential customers and correctly associate with them. It takes time and effort, buddy. You gotta promote your business across multiple channels such as major social medias as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and a lot more. Of course, successful introduce a new product or services with accurate information, background, and a certificate if needed. After building a strong business reputation, you can then find and retain loyal customers. In a very long process of business approach, trust is not earned within 1 day, 2 days, a week, month. Sometimes it takes more than a year. Most of you do not want to spend on that time. Even in real life, it's super hard work to gain popularity. How about the metaverse? It should be a lot harder than real life, right? Most of us do not know of NFT, metaverse, blockchain, and they are still afraid of pouring money into cryptocurrency, scare of online scammers, and scare of something they never know. So what Japan is doing is that, for example, Japanese famous gaming companies such as Nintendo and Konami started promoting Super Mario, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! In the metaverse. They actually still monitor how it goes because the intellectual property rights as for NFT and other crypto assets has not been enforced yet. So once it is validated by law, they'll get to work on it. It's gonna be soon. You're gonna have a day that the celebrity like Justin Bieber sells his original songs only for 1,000 loyal customers. Then his fans are gonna declare the war to snatch his songs at any cost, right? In case that happens, that leads to a value appreciation, and it's gonna be on sale at the highest price for sure. In the near future, we're gonna recognize the power of NFT, but before then, we need to verify if the NFT is genuine or counterfeit. The NFT landscape is still a new frontier right now, and it's operating a bit like brands are struggling to balance how to make use of digital assets for marketing and sales purpose with protecting intellectual property as well as saving customers from unknowingly buying counterfeit NFTs. Also, as for registration, same as YouTube. They sort out the channel content to see if its policy and the guideline are violated. If violated, of course the channel is banned. They look at how it is performing regulations, limitations, compliance, laws, and standards. Me, myself, as a YouTuber, I have to take care of myself with compliance to ensure I won't breach anything lawful, right? So as of present, NFT has a little or no legal protection for those who create, invest, or trade in them. It's not always risk-free, although some platforms have already started to deploy software to public blockchains. The potential risk still remains. The initial risk will be a number of different types of fraud, just like insider trading, money laundering, and some sort of illegal trading by manipulating transactions and more. It's countless. Some people might make the use of NFT as the way of tax evasion. Others might sue someone bad for misusing NFT, but the ownership was not established yet, and then it was considered as legal. That's terrible. Whatever happens, it happens. The NFT and the metaverse are still outdoor environment, so you might need to think twice before you jump into the virtual environment. As for taxation, Japan's National Tax Agency has published a set of the latest guideline on NFTs, but it is just stated that the taxation will be based on a total amount of income at the end of the year, and it doesn't say anything about what percentage of tax will be imposed. The primary NFT sale is still considered as miscellaneous income that is also required for consumption tax. So every year you are supposed to file taxation that you gained from cryptocurrency, and if you do not report it to the tax office, you get fined or arrested in case it is a malicious practice. So you have to be very careful over the tax stuff. So the detail will be updated, but not sure how the actual tax is calculated. That's also another big challenge. So next one is usability. I noticed the user interface, like how fast, easy, or we can buy NFTs, but it's still complicated to follow the procedure because we have to open an account for the crypto wallet and exchange cash with Ethereum and buy, sell, and trade NFTs in the marketplaces like OpenSea. There must be a lot of tasks for older people. It seems confusing them. They need to make it easy. Yeah, right? So the design of a homepage as a central hub of interaction with the marketplace might be needed, for example, and the additional function with the searching, filtering a specific NFT, not to waste scrolling all the available ones, customizing a category and filtering the results to get the most exciting items at the top of the page and stuff like that. Well, that can be a minor challenges, but there might be a more requests that will be raised later. So the transaction fee is the same. Yeah, we call it a gas fee. As I have already covered the detail of gas fee in the first video, we hope reduce the amount of gas fee so that we can increase the overall frequency of transactions. Okay, folks. So I think we are kind of out of time, and then I want to call it a day. Let me just conclude one thing important before I close it. For our big future, I know it's kind of hard to keep up with the innovation of technology. Can be challenging, can be exciting, sometimes it can be stressful to learn something new. But let's study together. Even I just turned 39 and will be 40 this year, but I won't stop learning, brainstorming, and improving myself for my future. My personal life is quite tougher than I expected it, to be honest, but I try to stay positive and make more moves ahead. I hope you could do the same. Alright? So please come join me if you want to. I promise I do my best for you. Yeah, please stay connected to my channel and see me in the next episode of Mabu College. Thanks for watching.